Cody. Cody's going to help us learn about the digestive system. Now, horses' digestive systems are a little similar to humans, but they're still different. What's happening is Cody's taking in the grass, and which is masticating, which is also known as chewing. And in that, his tongue is pushing the food into his mouth towards his teeth to help him chew better. And the saliva will help break down that food, which is also called chemical digestion. We have 3 different types of teeth in our mouth. There's premolars, there's incisors, and there's canine. We also have 3 different pairs of glands in our mouth that provide saliva for our mouth, and those are submandibular glands, parotid glands, and sublingual glands.
Okay, so after Cody eats his food and it goes into the mouth, it moves on to the pharynx, in which is a passageway for food, fluid, and other substances that go in through the mouth. And after it moves into the pharynx, it goes into the esophagus, which then moves on to the diaphragm and then to the stomach. So now the food is being processed in the stomach, and in the human stomach it holds about 4 liters of food, and in a horse it's a lot more than that. But once it gets broken down by all the acid, it resembles a heavy cream called chyme.
Alright, after the food is processed through the stomach, it then goes into the small intestine, which is the body's major digestive organ. It's actually the longest part of the alimentary tube. In the small intestine there are 3 subdivisions. The first is the duodenum, the second is the jejunum, and the third is the ileum. In the small intestine, chemical digestion also begins here, and then most of the absorption of food begins here, which is where it takes a lot of the water out of the food so it can break down easier. After the small intestine, the food then heads to the large intestine. The large intestine is a lot smaller, or larger in diameter, but smaller in length than the small intestine. And in the large intestine, a lot of the food is absorbed, which means the water is absorbed out of the food to further it for breakdown. And then it heads on to the rectum.
So after the large intestine, all the mass movements will move to the rectum, and it will defecate, which is pooping, out of the earth. And it's the same pretty much in all animals. They have it on the back end.
Alright, just like horses, dogs have a different digestive system as humans. But with dogs, their teeth are sharper because they're actually carnivores, so they needed sharper teeth to break down harder food. Whereas horses don't really have sharp teeth, they have dull teeth, which helps them break down their food. And there you can see how sharp his teeth are.
As you can see here, we have some chickens, and they are also different with the digestive system than humans, as in they don't have any teeth, they have beaks, and so it just moves straight into their mouth and then to the esophagus and then down through the whole thing again.
Okay, so this is a rabbit, and once again their digestive systems are different than humans, and rabbits have sharper teeth than almost any of the animals we've talked about because they have to break down a lot harder of food. And then there's a good example of rabbit poop. That rabbit poop comes out of the rectum, which is over here. Well, maybe, I'm not going to show you, which it comes out of right here, and that's called defecation.
so then it goes straight into the esophagus.
Chicken sex.
Yeah.